Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Supervin47 here, bringing you the first of many indie reviews. The game you're watching right now is Hot Tin Roof, developed by Glass Bottom Games. It is still in development, but you can find more information about it down in the description. So, with that said, keep in mind that being in development still, this game, the footage you're seeing in front of you right now is not necessarily representative of the final product. So let's get started. So Hot Tin Roof is a sort of a puzzle platforming, well, in terms of type of gameplay, I would say it's sort of a puzzle platformer set in a 1940s, 1950s, definitely noir-style detective murder mystery. So in this game you play Detective Emma Jones, recently promoted from an on-the-beat cop to junior detective, or something thereabout. But more importantly, you get to hang out around her feisty, fetching, fedoraed feline friend, Francine. See her hop in there right behind me? So this game, when I first logged into it, first thing I notice, the music. I'm gonna shut up for a little bit. Now, as you can hear there, it's definitely very smooth jazz. It is most certainly keeping very in tune with its 1940s, 1950s noir-style setting. Now, as I said before, it is a murder mystery, so naturally, you need a dead body to solve.
I felt like I had enough evidence to take it to the chief. I'd crack the case. Near enough to go rub it in his face anyways.
That was the voice of your character in Detective Emma Jones. I wasn't actually hoping to address that until later, but as you may notice, it is voice acted, at least from what I've seen so far on the Detective Jones point of view. You sort of, in that noir style, you get the overall narration by the main character in a very background sort of retrospective view, as though she's telling the story over a glass of whiskey or brandy or something like that. Or other hard liquors are available, of course. Excuse me. So in that style, you do get the occasional voiceover, but the majority of the gameplay and communication itself is done via text, as you can see here. So, I feel, my own opinion here is that if you're going to do the voiceovers, at least have like a thought bubble or something, because it sort of comes out of nowhere. And sometimes, like, when I was playing this game, it might be an unexpected feature, but it came out in the middle of me reading something. So, one, that was surprising, two, that was a little bit, it was nice. No, I liked the voiceover, but just maybe have like a thought bubble or some other form of text-based narration would smooth that over. But, as I said, the game's still in development. Let's see, I actually wrote down a list. The soundtrack is fantastic. I'm loving it. You know what? It even has check this out. I love the soundtrack to this game. In case you can't tell, I'm loving it. Now, as for the character models themselves, they remind me so much of the older... Damn it! No, I don't want to go back in the restroom. They remind me so much of these older video games you would find in, I would say, late 90s, early to late 90s, like the older really old, like the older three-dimensional platformers with the jelly people and the jump animations and the moving animations. Holy crap! Look at that. It reminds me so much of it's those really old obscure video games that have like the 3D platforming modeling, but it's not like complicated 3D. It's very simplistic, very reduced in its art style. But
I felt like I had enough evidence to take it to the chief.
Yeah, I know. But it seemed very reduced, very simplistic, almost delightful, I would say. It's incredibly charming, the art style, and first of all, the lighting in this game is incredible. I've not seen lighting like this since... Oh, you know what? Oh my god. It was an older 3D game. But one I haven't played since like 1998. But look at that. Look at the depot sign. Look at it and bask in its glory, you bastards. It's beautiful. Love the lighting, love the artwork. It's very simplistic, and honestly, this goes with the art style goes very well with the soundtrack. It has that chiptune accent with it's like if smooth jazz had a chip. It's like someone who focused in chiptunes was no. What was I trying? Okay, words. I'm trying to say it's like smooth jazz with a chiptune accent. And the two of them go well. They go right along well together. Actually, it's really interesting. Now let's see. All right, let's get to the gameplay before I get into. No. Let's get into the dialogue. This game is actually pretty well written. Let me show you a particular instance that sort of jumped out at me here. So, both you play Emma Jones and her feline friend here, Francine, and you can talk to different people just by interacting with them. So, let's give a talk here. Oh, meow! Hello, darling. Here, it's so faithful to the time era, like the way that the people are talking, the written speech. It's exactly like something I would expect to see in like in like a Dick Tracy film. You know, one of those old private eye films from like the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. Spot on. You know, you a reminder, Mrs. Hat? Investigator, private investigator. Oh god. And just like old style Dick Tracy films, they pull no punches. How about I just search you for some nip? Oh, hey, whoa, chill, man. No need for that. Let's talk. See? It's... The dialogue is written delightfully faithful, I'll say. And it's very refreshing when compared to what I've been playing recently. But this is a review of the game itself, not a comparison. So, let's move along. I can't say enough about the dialogue. It's endearing, I'll say. Like, each of these characters, they have their own personalities. You have Susie here, you know, Emma's good friend, who's strong in her own way, but still can't deal with death. So when you first walk into this cafeteria, she kind of like, she reaches out to you, you know, calls you by pet names, trying to reassure herself, essentially. And then you have a character over here like Bill, who he's just been in the same diner as a murder, but he keeps on eating. The man is a bottomless pit. And then of course you have Francine, the
I felt like I
ah,
had
damn it.
enough
Yeah,
evidence to
got
take
it.
to the chief. I'd crack the case. Near enough to go rub it in his face anyways.
Yeah, moving on. And then you have the characters Francine and Emma themselves. It's very obvious that Emma is the sort of go-getter character, whereas Francine is really the sidekick. And you can see it how they interact with each other at the dead body. Like, you inspect Emma, walks right up to the dead body, starts inspecting it. And it says right there, Frankie is visibly shaking. And this is a really nice moment between the two, where you can sort of imagine Emma, like, turning around, getting down on one knee, like, petting Francine or something like that, and just saying, like, Francine, are you with me? That was a really sweet moment. And I was kind of, like, touched by it. Like, these are obviously, it's implied, but these are obviously two characters who have a history together. And I'm kind of curious to figure out what that history is. Like, they're obviously very close friends. They're more than co-workers with the way that they interact with each other. The occasional snark, the occasional witty banter between the two of them is fantastic. I'm gonna say it. It's fantastic. I know I use that word a lot, but the character interaction is really good. Let's get to the puzzle platforming part. This is on the website. It describes this game as Metroidvania-esque. Metroidvania-esque is sort of defined, like, I actually googled this, and it defines it as being a puzzle platformer with action adventure exploration. The only thing I've yet to see in this game is the action adventure part. There's definitely plenty of exploration. There's plenty of there's definitely plenty of puzzling, because you reach this and you're like, well, shit. You're literally blocked by trash. So, I appear to have... Okay! Developer's note. Apparently, if you jump and move into the wall with the joystick, you, break the game. I'm so sorry. So, alright. So, here's, basically what I did was I just spammed jump, and I accidentally pushed the joystick into the wall. And I appear to have jumped out of the scene. I'm so sorry, people. I will be right back. Alright, so we're back. Sorry about that. I may have broken the game. I'm so sorry. But anyways, where was I? Yes. The platforming mechanic. So, the only tool I've seen so far in this game is this revolver. I suddenly realized I forgot to mention. Oh, this is so unprofessional of me. I'm playing this game on a 360 gamepad plugged into my computer via USB, because the game isn't quite optimized for keyboard and mouse yet. So that's a thing. But on the 360 gamepad, this actually plays quite well. It's very smooth. I think just about every button but the start, select, and the Y button has a use. So that's really good. So, as I was saying, on occasion you'll run into obstacles like this, and in a normal puzzle platformer you'd be able to like jump over it or do some kind of fancy, lever pull trick thingy to drop the object, right? Well, in this game, staying true to the detective noir style, they give you a revolver. Now, what do you do with the revolver? Well, you shoot it into oblivion! Oh dear, I seem to have run out of ammunition. Well, if you just happen to hold the withdrawal button, you bring up this scene. Now, the left stick cycles the chamber, when you push up or down, you actually get to get a closer look at the gun. Right stick, left and right, cycles between different rounds. Now, I only have 2 rounds right here, but I do get a 3rd round later. So you can get a standard, I guess we'll just call them like a 357 Magnum or something like that. I actually don't know what revolver style they used back in the 1940s. And you have this blank round here, which I've tried, and when you shoot it, nothing happens. So I'm assuming it's just a blank. I don't know the purpose of the blank round. I'm sure it'll come into play later. But anyway, bam bam. And you collect these. I have no idea what purpose they serve. I'm assuming there's some sort of currency going to be in this game later, where you can like buy upgrades or something like that. Or it could be or it could be just a true to form 2D platformer style, and it's just collectibles. You collect the silver coins, you get better score and gamer neuroticism and all that. Now, the really fun part I found, the really fun thing to do with the revolver I found was this. So you see how I have two expended rounds there? I'm going to leave them right. Now, the game actually gives you the capability, because of the very mechanic of a revolver, to put in different ammunition styles. And one thing I found I really like to do was, so left bumper spins the chamber to the left, right bumper spins the chamber to the right. But if you push both bumpers together, you randomize the chamber. It could be anything. It could be a real shot, or you could be a blank. See? And you can see right there, you can actually tell that the rounds are expended, because you see where the hammer of the revolver hits the firing pin on the bullet shell itself. So let me just refill these guys here, and I'll show you yet another type of ammunition you can get in this game. In the story, at a particular point in the storyline, you get access to these rounds. Now, these are knockback rounds. They don't fire any bullets at all, but what they do is this. Boom!
It hit me. This wasn't...
Alright, but since this is going to be a largely spoiler-free review, I wanted to show you guys something I wanted to do.
Apartments were over past the pie around the corner.
Oh man, that's so cool!
Years ago.
Look at that! You don't really appreciate lighting effects like this. Look at that, man! Oh, I feel like Batman. I'm Batman. I'm 1940s Batman. With my feline sidekick, the cat wonder, Frankie. But anyway, I want to show you guys what will happen if you do this. Oh, does nothing?
Everybody's a looky-loo.
Oh, but... Alright, so...
Maybe they were just hobos and drunks. It was hard to tell in this town.
Oh, okay. One thing I forgot to mention is that something that's a little bit frustrating. Whenever you go into a new area... Hello, hello, hello? See that giant delicious coin up there? I have no idea how to get to it. I should like to. I see how yes! I see how I can. Let's see if I can. Can I?
I felt like I had enough evidence to take it to
No.
the chief. I'd crack the case. Near enough to go rub it.
Hang on. I'm gonna try to get that coin real quick before I wrap this up. I think I know how. Again, puzzle platforming. Alright, so whenever you enter a new area, say like you leave this building and you go outside, the rounds in your gun automatically switch back to the standard, the standard bullet rounds. A little bit frustrating, but I can deal with that. It's not that hard to remember to switch them out. But just a little bit frustrating, but yeah. So anyway, let's go up to the roof again. Alright, so yeah, see, that's what I thought. switch them out for these babies. Now, 2, 3, 8. Sick. Oh yeah. Check this out. Yeah. Oh, now this, yeah. I appear to have broken the game. Again. Remember what I said at the beginning of this video, that the game is still in development and not necessarily representative of the final product? Yeah. I'll be right back. Oh god. Alright guys, so here we are back at the beginning of the game. Final wrap-up thoughts on this game. Definitely a game worth looking out for. Glass Bottom Games currently has both Kickstarter and Greenlight running for this game right now. The links are down in the bottom, and I will also put up annotations leading to them right now. So do click on them. As of the making of this video, the Kickstarter has about 16 days left, but I think they're over halfway to the goal. So do check it out. I personally have donated, by the time this video has gone up, I will have gotten my paycheck from work, and I will have myself donated $30, because at $30 you get an edition of the game, and you also get access to the game's soundtrack, which I'm liking very much. It is definitely the kind of soundtrack where I would, you know, play it on speakers and have like a nice drink and a nice book and just read. You know, it's very, very my style. 1940s, 1950s, old-timey detective novels. I'm loving it. Any final thoughts on this game? Oh, aside from the obvious, problem bugs in the game, I would also like it if it had a sort of gray scale, like a gray mode effect. Because, older detective movies were done in black and white. So, let's take a look at what the game would look like in black and white right now. I think it looked pretty good in black and white. Well, of course, I won't be doing it until post.
Everybody's a looky-loo. Most of the looky-loos hadn't showered either. Maybe they were just hobos and drunks. It was hard to tell in this town.
Alright, so definitely check out the game. I myself have, as I said before, donated to the Kickstarter. Vote for it on Greenlight. I'm very curious to solve this murder. To solve the mystery of the slice of pie murder. So, I think that'll be it for me right now. I'm SuperVin47. You've been watching the Hot Tin Roof Review. I've yet to give this indie review series a name, but it's my first one, so be gentle. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!